Alright guys, good evening. It is 9:30 Thursday night, February 23rd, 2017. Again, 9:30 p.m. New York time. Quick video on basically the last risk event for the week, but it is setting up for some potentially interesting trades on a pair that on a currency I don't usually trade very much, but could be some nice things happening tomorrow morning. So that is the Canadian dollar. We have CPI coming out 8:30 New York time tomorrow morning. We also have lesser importance, but there's actually three figures coming out. You got the main month over month, then you have the medium CPI year over year, and the trim CPI year over year. But again, the highlight one is the month over month. Now they're expecting an increase here. Previous month it was negative 0.2%, so it was a negative contraction reading in their economy. They're expecting a positive 0.3. So if this disappoints, and this comes in worse than 0.3, then I believe what I see on the charts could come to fruition. So again, we're still about 11 hours away from this news, so a lot can happen. So I'm certainly not taking any trades right now, but I will obviously be looking at it heading into the news tomorrow morning. So take a quick look at a couple of pairs. And the first one I want to look at is the pound Canadian. So here we are on the 1 hour chart, and you can really see this from about the 20-minute up to about the 1 hour. And you see what is to me an obvious trend right here. And so we'll go down a little bit here to the 30. And we see a 1, 2, 3. Now we've got obvious consolidation for wave 4. This is a classic wave 4 setup on the CCI. Going up compressed on the uptrend, going down spread apart. This long way down. That's a classic wave 5 setup. So I mean, this wouldn't be a particularly huge move. If it's the same length as wave 1, you're talking about 70-75 pips. But hey, I don't think anybody would huff at 75 pips heading into a Friday. Okay, so pound Canadian again looks bullish for the pound versus the Canadian. So of course negative for the Canadian dollar. Let's look at the Kiwi Canadian. That was another one I looked at. And let me zoom out a little bit here. I gotta find the right angle here. Okay, so you can see it again right around about on the 1 hour, and you see now this rally actually started yesterday, and I actually am still in this trade from yesterday. I got in yesterday right about here, and I'm still in it, and I believe this has a little bit more to go. So again, this is what I'm seeing right now. 1, 2, 3. We're in wave 4 consolidating. We'll probably continue to drift lower overnight tonight and into the early London session. And that trade, that's about 55 pips. So back to this high. So I would expect, assuming that it doesn't get much past this recent high, we'll probably see price somewhere down in this area tomorrow morning, somewhere around where I got this 5. So probably drift lower overnight, and then we'll have one more pop up. So again, looking bearish for the Canadian. Now let's go over a couple of the Canadian lead pairs. So let's look at Canadian Swiss. Now I have it in here twice, but just close that one because I got it twice. I don't know why I have the order window up. This is a demo account. So here we are in Canadian Swiss. We got the 3 hour chart, 2 hour chart, 1 hour. Go back out a little bit. I think it's a little easier to see here. So this definitely looks like it wants to probably go down again. I'm thinking that this is probably an ABC. So I'm thinking that we'll continue to push up on this overnight. So we had this trend. We had a trend right here that ended. This is an A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for A. We're kind of moving up for B. Again, not really important to count the waves, but just looking at the shape. You had an uptrend here, compressed CCI going up, and now going down, spread apart. So to me, this is a correction, and we'll probably come down for a wave C. Now again, A and C as a general rule of thumb, although it's not hard and fast with Elliott, that A and C, you can sometimes estimate them to be about the same length. And it doesn't have to be. It can be shorter, it can be a Fibonacci multiple, longer or shorter, but I always just use it as a rule of thumb for targeting. So that's 100 pips exactly. So let's say we get back up. Oops, I didn't want a line. Not one line, not the crosshairs. So we say we get back up here again, back to this low. That's about 100 pips. So again, I expect price to be, if this plays out, somewhere to be around where the crosshair is in the morning, leading into the news, and then we'll sell off. So if that's what I see, if I see price anywhere up in this area, I'll be looking to sell this. Okay, so Canadian yen, I already labeled this. Same story. We have this move down, and this looks like an ABC. You can see it's just kind of wandering sideways. Kind of looks like a snake, So you got A, you got down for B. And this wave A is about 80 pips. So we've already traversed 30 of that, so we certainly can hit another 50 before this news comes out. That would see this price somewhere up here. Now this one might be a little tougher, but again, this is a yen pair, guys, so you really never know with these yen pairs. But this does look corrective, so if it is wandering back to the upside, I mean, we've got 11 hours to go, so it certainly could go another, what does it have to do, about another 50 pips. How long did it take us to do 50 pips on the down here? It took us, let's see here, I'm just trying to see if there's enough time for it to make 50 pips based on this move. 50 pips, it took, alright, this is definitely enough time. I mean, it did 50 pips here in about 3 candles. So certainly, a push up here to get up to that 80 pip to equal wave A. That's somewhere up here, right about here. That's definitely doable. I mean, again, we got almost 11 hours till the news comes out, so we got 11 more hourly candles to form. So again, if this plays out and I see price up here, anywhere up in this area tomorrow, as long as it's not down here, then I'm going to be looking to take shorts. Really, probably on all these if they all play out. If I see the Canadian Swiss up here, if I see the Canadian yen up here, if I see the Kiwi Canadian, I see the Kiwi Canadian down here somewhere. If I see the Pound Canadian, the Pound Canadian's got a lot of pips too, so for a small move, this will be nice. If I see that down here drifting lower into the news, I'll be looking to take longs. So anyways, guys, so that's it. Like I said, these are looking good again, but long way to go till the news comes out, so a lot can change. Certainly won't be taking those trades tonight. I'll be waiting. If I'm going to take them, I'll probably take them maybe half an hour before the news comes out. I'll jump in and we'll just see what happens. And it might be some nice trades. Now that I don't think any of them are going to be long term, so I might be out of them by the time the market closes tomorrow. I don't think there's going to be long term trades, so I think I probably won't. If I do take any, I probably won't hold them through the weekend. I exit before the day is over tomorrow. But I do think there's some potential in there. So, alright guys, but again, as I always say, don't take any trades based on anything I'm saying. Do your own analysis, do your own homework, and come to your own conclusion. Again, don't take any trades based on anything I'm telling you. Just for educational information and different viewpoint maybe. Alright guys, so happy trading, good luck, be safe, and maybe I'll make a follow-up tomorrow once that news comes out, and we'll see where we're at. Alright guys, have a great night. Talk to you all soon.